Louise,
Yes, sir.
would you start us off, Sister Louise, for a lovely
Thank you,
prayer?
Brother Eric. I think you were muted this time. Good evening, everyone, and the very heartiest, greatest welcome to everyone here this evening, to our regulars who come every Thursday evening, and also to any other guests in the audience. We are very, very pleased to have a very special program this evening. This is, after all, the holiday season of lights. And when we think of lightness, we think of lightness in not just the brightness of the lights for so many of the major holidays at this time, but the lightness in spirit. We think of faith, we think of peace, we think of love, and we think of hope. So it's with great pleasure that we do what we normally do annually in person at Harmony House. And we have brought together a special troupe of actors and performers and speakers, whom I'm sure most of you will recognize. So it's my very great pleasure to, first of all, this evening, welcome someone who is going to play a beautiful piano piece called Hope. And that is Regina. Regina, I welcome you to Harmony House this evening. Regina Palayan. So thank you for being here with us this evening.
It's a pleasure to be here with everyone. Om Shanti. It's going to be a
Shanti.
beautiful evening. Thank you.
I should add that Regina is a very talented musical artist, and you've probably seen some of her work on TV and various places in the New York, LA, even in Rome and in film. Thank you, Regina. That was beautiful, Regina. Thank you so much. And thank you for composing that for us this evening, just for our special event. So lovely. Okay, next on our holiday agenda, we have two very special messages for you. One is from Congressman Tom Suozzi, who is actually a Long Islander from Glen Cove. And the other is from our spiritual leader and regional leader, head of the Americas, North and South America, and the Caribbean, is our beloved Sister Mohini. So first, we will hear from Tom Suozzi. We hope. It's an evening of hope. There we go.
My greetings to the Brahma Kumaris at the Global Harmony House over in Great Neck. I'm sorry I can't be with you, but I wanted to join you for this virtual event as we celebrate the new year, as we look forward to bringing light into the world. You know, my grandfather was born in Italy, as was my father, and my grandfather used to give speeches at our family weddings, and he'd give advice to the new couple, and he'd talk about life, and he'd say, non ci sono rose senza spine. You can't have a rose without the thorns. You can't have the good things in life without the suffering as well. You wouldn't know the good things in life unless you have the difficult parts as well. Well, we've certainly had our share of thorns during the course of this year, but I want to join with you to celebrate the roses of life, the things we can be grateful for. And I'm so grateful to all of you for what you're doing to try and bring peace and harmony and love and understanding into our world. You know, 4 days from now is December 21st, the darkest day of the year. Every day from then on will become lighter and lighter and lighter. And as sure as light and day follow night, spring will follow our winter. Looking forward to a great year ahead after this difficult, dark time we faced this year, and thanking you for all you do. Thank you so much.
I'm Shanti. I want to wish you all very happy, holy holidays, and also wish you a very, very happy, successful, prosperous new year. This is the time that our minds are really full of joy, lot of enthusiasm for celebrations. Actually, life itself is a celebration, but these certain few days are really the days for celebration. In different ways, personally in our lives, socially, and within the families, we celebrate these holidays in different ways. There is a lot of importance on social way of celebration, but actually we also have to look into that how we make these holidays and holy days also. And to make them holy days, then we have to connect with some of the spiritual aspects of the celebration. Physical aspects are very known. We all should have good food and we should share gifts. And now because of lockdown, we cannot have really big gathering or even maybe not small one too. So everything is happening on Zoom or some other network. But still the whole energy is there. And I think that in celebrating, we should definitely fix some time and together, when we sit together and spend time on some of the reflections on some of the virtues are needed at this time. There is definitely lot of fear, uncertainty, what's going to happen. So many different ways we could have this question. But during reflection, if we start looking at how everything is being solved and I'm getting what I need to, so that trust within yourself, like one of the most important benefit at this time is that families are together. Children, if they are not going to school or parents are working from home. So it's rarely it happens that we all are together. But now we have great opportunity, lot of time to be together. But plan to spend some time together for reflections. What is needed at this time? One is very important, one is always think in trust. Trust in God, trust in your own fortune, destiny. This self-trust and trust in God will help us to think and see whatever positive, beneficial is happening. And you will not allow the negative atmosphere, energy to affect your mind, where instead of trust, you even lose hope. But let this flame of hope remain ignited by trusting God and trusting your own self. But then another chance to think about is having the feelings of generosity. Because I know that during holy days, sacred days, we always like to share. Sometimes we share food with the poor or take gifts to orphan children or volunteer our service in hospital. We always think that what gift I can share with others, those who are suffering, how to help them. Because it's not just only physical, it can be both. Helping souls, people, in the sense of that they keep their courage, they maintain their trust, their light of hope remain ignited. So sharing gifts are actually these gifts which are very important. And of course, those who are needy, if you give what they need, is different. Because otherwise, we keep circulating gifts, right? We got so many, now what to do? We give others that come back, it's like. So share these gifts which are valuable. So generosity of heart is one of the part of holiness. So distribute this holiness, arthat generosity, so that you are happy to do it and others also feel very happy to receive it. One important part of celebration is to be joyful, is to be happy. Some people might say, what is there to be happy now? And what is needed at this time is really a lot of happiness and joy, which can keep us strong and stable and very hopeful also. So share happiness, share love, share patience, all these beautiful gifts for our holiday celebration. Different religions celebrate charity, generosity, and joy in many different ways. So you can select whatever, but spend time together in the family to reflect on. And even when you have dinner together for celebration, cook in God's remembrance, and also thank God that we are able to sit together and have dinner together. So attitude of gratitude is very important for our own mental health and also to help others. So I will say have happy and holy holidays. When there is holiness, there is happiness. So celebrate and have good wishes for coming New Year. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, and thank you to both Tom Swazi, Congressman Swazi, and our beloved Sister Mohini. And now, a dramatic presentation called The Four Touchstones Reunite, which was written by Shauna Bloom.
I got this package the other day. Well, it was kind of a 4-in-1 deal. It was filled with clothes and jewelry and perfume and all kinds of fun stuff. Lots of fun stuff. And his note, it's typed out with a short little blurb. I don't know. I used to love getting the packages. He sends them every month, but now I can't even bring myself to open them. I mean, it's just, I know he's preoccupied with work and his kids are, it's hard. There's a lot. And I know, I relate. I have one of my own. It's just that it just feels so cold and detached. But it's what he can do right now. I don't know. Sometimes I feel this heaviness on me, like throughout the day. And when I look out the window, I don't even recognize the streets. Like this city used to be bustling with life and energy. Like me, like us. My daughter wonders why my eyes are always red all the time. And I just tell her it's allergies, sweetie. She knows. She knows it's not true. I just feel like without his affection, I mean, I need it. I need it to feel like I matter. I need it to feel like I'm here, like I'm seen, like I'm loved.
My mom's vegan tofu loaf could win a prize. She'd get up at 5 in the morning and cook until early afternoon. Then we'd all pile into the Buick and head to Aunt Nini's house. Her sisters Betty and Dorothy's cooking didn't stand a chance against my mom's hearty tomato sage loaf, and they knew it too. It's what made the diner so special. When we opened the diner, the Lower East Side was a little rough around the edges, but it had character. Now it's just quiet. My sister cooked up a batch of my mom's favorites for the after party. That's the word Mom would want for this occasion, a celebration. Candace and I put some glow-in-the-dark tape to make sure everyone remained 6 feet apart. My mom loved Candace. Mama knew a lot of good people. I'll tell you, wearing masks and not being able to hug your family after a wake is pretty rough. But we have to tap into Rose's courage, kindness, and grit. She'd been in the home for just a few months. Half the patients had COVID already. My mom was one of the last to catch the virus. And she went so quick. I had to say goodbye through a glass window. A glass window! A big part of me is just numb and angry. Very angry. I feel like now I'm sleepwalking through life. She was 67. My mom didn't have to go at 67. She's still young. I put on a good face for my family. But you want to know? Down in my gut, I feel vengeance. Vengeance in my heart. Life's a lot darker now without my mom. She didn't deserve this. No one does. So there you have it. That's how I've changed. I don't trust so much anymore. And I've lost a little bit of the faith. Mom, where do I put my faith now?
I've become a mole person. I live under the train tracks, the Upper West. Month, when I got kicked out of my apartment in the Bronx, I told myself I was going to move to a better neighborhood. So here I am, rent-free. I'm a vet, and I still have nightmares from Afghanistan. Yeah, you know, the hot desert where you can cook an egg on the street in less than a minute. It's that hot. I lived in LA, Vegas, and Atlanta, but San Diego was the worst. Boring. It's just super noisy wherever you go. In my head and out on the streets of the Rotten Apple. Yeah, it's not so big of an apple anymore. It's rotten to the core, like my teeth and my breath. It's always dark underground. I set myself up a mattress and some crates. I've been living in this dump since the housing crisis, living under the ground, under the subways, with the rats and the dirt and the filth and the darkness. The darker the better. This place is dangerous. I have a couple of knives that I bought from my buddy in rehab, so I'm good. No peace anymore. I'm dying inside. I want to stop this loud noise in my head. I need peace.
My mother used to take me uptown to the Cloisters, and then we'd always head over and grab a slice of pizza. And one weekend, we walked all the way from down in Tribeca to up to Washington Heights. And we just stopped to talk to people, meet some new friends, have a little bit of an adventure, 2 or 3. I have this tiny studio in Harlem. It's right across from the Apollo Theater. And it makes me feel really good to think about all the singers and musicians and comedians who used to make people laugh and forget their troubles. I really think we need that now. Saxophone refrain, tip of the hat from a stranger, a joke, or a limerick. I like to laugh, and I laugh really loud. So anyway, here's a limerick that I wrote today. Oh, I'm a writer, by the way. Okay, here we go. In a very bad Irish accent. Very dim shadows where secrets are spoken. Pick up the pieces, what's tattered and broken. The cure for your trouble. Beneath all that rubble, only from darkness can daylight be woken. Wow. This has been a really challenging year. I think to deny that would be crazy. And I know that I may sound a little mad right now, but I appreciate this year. I really do. Yeah, it was the year that I lost my mom. And yeah, I just stay on this earth with all this incredible change and pain. So love is the first place I go when I wake up. I throw open the curtains, have a little faith, gather some peace, and then I have time with my kitten, Butter, and I tell my mom a little limerick over my coffee, and I start my day. My mom prepared me for this change, her transition. She's the one who taught me limericks. And here's the last one that she wrote. Self-love is the potion, my dear. Have faith and you'll find me quite near. With peace in your heart, you'll find where to start. Where hope will snuff out any fear. Love, faith, peace, and me. Yeah. My name is Hope. So return. Peace, faith, love, and relight your candle.
And so we see how great our hope is. The hope that God instilled in all of us. It can reignite our inner qualities, our inner powers, and our peace, faith, and love. Let us all come into the light.
Where do I go with all these feelings and all these faces and open doors? the light, why don't you? Come into the light, why don't you? Come on now, come into the light. Where do I go with all these memories and all these bags filled up with shame? And how should I feel when you call me an angel and dress me in a crown of gold? And what should I do when tears of sorrow just won't stay inside these things you say? Come into the light, why don't you? Come into the light, why don't you? Come on now, come into the light.
How beautiful, everybody. First, I want to thank and celebrate Colleen Zambo and her beautiful daughter, Natasha, for that lovely dance. And I haven't seen either one of you in so long, and it's so good to see you too, Natasha, again. And my dear Colleen, my sister Colleen. So, and now I'd like everyone to applaud our beautiful actors, and I would like to introduce them to you. Love was Regina Pullian, and she's a very talented, as you can see, musician and artist from Long Island. You've seen some of her work in film and in TV and theater in New York. She's even been in LA and Rome, and she's recreated some of her work just for us this evening. So thank you so much, Regina. Faith is Michelle Schimmel, whom many of you may recognize as my co-MC on Thursday evenings. And she is a New York State Assemblywoman when she's not serving the Brahmins here. Her signature issues are gun violence prevention and protecting water quality. She's been studying with the BKs for 3 years now, and we welcome her in the role of Faith. Peace is Sahar Karak. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. She's a student at Harmony House. Welcome. Her days are spent working from home and raising her daughter, and she has a bachelor degree in political science and enjoys reading, meditating, and spending time with nature. So thank you so much. And Sahar's motto is, spiritual knowledge is the best knowledge that one can achieve because it touches the soul in a very deep way. And last but not least, my pleasure to introduce Hope. Shauna Bloom is a New York City-based actor who hails from Los Angeles. She received her BFA in performance from San Diego State University. She earned her equity card touring with the American Stage Festival, and her TV credits include American Horror Story, Nip Tuck, and The Tonight Show, and a recurring role on The Mentalist. Recent projects are Comedy Central's The Other Two and Frank Hudek's World War I radio play, Craig Lockhart. Shauna has studied with Steppenwolf Theater and the Actors Studio, and she is a champion for children and has run a tutoring business for 20 years. No, too young for 30, 20 years. So I welcome everyone and thank everyone for that wonderful performance. I was so moved by it all those virtues. And of course, we have to come down to hope at the end. And now, last but certainly not least, it's my very great pleasure to introduce you to Sister Dr. Jenna. Let me just see. She is the a spiritual leader and author, radio host, and TV personality. She is a renowned speaker and director of the Meditation Museums in Washington, D.C., where she's traveled the world continuing to provide practical life tools and solutions that empower people to build stronger relationships. Her radio show, America Meditating, is a very popular global online show, and she has received numerous awards, including the President's Lifetime National Community Service Awards. So I would like very much to thank you for being here for us today and welcome you to our holiday celebration, Sister Jenna.
Pleasure to be with all of you. Happy holidays.
Very happy holidays. I was told you were going to share a few words with us this evening.
Is it my time to talk?
Yes.
It's the holiday season, right? Well, thank you. Wow. Where do I begin? I think this particular season that we are all a part of globally is asking us to look at the light within ourselves. I think we're getting an opportunity to explore our strengths, our divinity, our qualities, which is light. It's light. Whenever you are in a loving place, a kind place, a pure place, an intentional place, there's light in your life. There's just light in your entire being. And even though we can't go to the malls much and we are not going to be stuck in traffic like we were last year, or running here or running there, I think it might be a great opportunity in this holiday season to really start to shop for your virtues and to find those virtues inside of you as your gifts to offer your friends, your family, your country, and your world. We're accustomed to buying presents for individuals, and it depends on our economic background, what kind of a gift we buy for someone. Many of us like to buy gifts that are useful. But I think a lot of us forget the greatest gift that we can offer another person is our virtues. You know, that kind spirit, that pure spirit. I was in a conversation, I think it was about 2 weeks ago, and it was a story about a young lady who had lost her way, and there was another young lady who was very innocent and very pure-hearted in matters of the world. And the young lady who was very innocent and very pure-hearted, without her knowing, her mere life and her presence and the principles that she lived by changed everyone's life that she encountered. And the other young lady who had lost her way and started to believe that the fashion and the flair and the relationships and the money and the position and who you know and who you don't know, that young lady had realized that she had lost her joy. And when she looked at the other young woman who was so pure and so principle-based, she found herself in her eyes. And it's a true story. And I think that this holiday season, when we come into the light, perhaps we're actually getting a sort of a signal or a trigger or remembrance that we each have this light within, if we can just see it. And what I love about our path with the Brahma Kumaris is that you have a chance to really listen to what your thoughts are saying. And not only do you listen, but the virtue of honesty becomes the real main power that you can apply to understanding yourself for that light to keep shining and growing more in you. So I feel that where we might be entering into as we end 2020 and we move into 2021, and 21 is such an auspicious number. You know, remember when we celebrated our 21st year as a young man or a young woman, or when they say do a practice for 21 days, it will set the tone. That I feel like 2021 is that year that we're coming out of this incubation, or we're coming out of the womb, or we're coming out of exile, having learned so much more about who we are as souls and the enormous amount of power our souls have. And I'll tell you personally, for me, what I've been going through the past few months, a lot of letting go. Like a lot of letting go. Like there are a lot of interpretations or things that you thought were really true or things that you really wanted to hold on to. Not important. The only thing that's important is let me check. Are my virtues in check? Are they lit? Am I kind? Am I pure? And am I living my life with principles? And that's our light for the holiday. And I'm inviting everybody to take this time when you celebrate Hanukkah or Christmas or Kwanzaa, or whatever it might be, or the New Year. And every time you see a light, imagine that's you. And inside of that light is such potential. The potential to be the best in character, the best in presence, the best in life, so that your life uplifts, uplifts the energy of the world. So I just wanted to share that with all of you tonight, and I'm so touched to be with you in your holiday program this evening. And I don't know if you're open for meditation. I'd be happy to
Most
share
certainly.
one. Yeah?
Most
Okay.
certainly.
All right, great, great. So this meditation, I want to invite everybody to consider how it would feel if you broke your attachments to interpretations. Let's say I don't want to be attached to my name, my gender, my color skin, my race, none of that anymore. And if I, as a soul, choose to let go of my attachments to these labels and roles, how would I feel? And who would I be without these limited ideas of myself? So this meditation is a gift for the holiday season to amplify the light that's already within us. So you ready? Take a deep breath. And let's go on a journey together. Om Shanti. As I sit here in quiet reflection, I'm reminded how my thoughts create my reality. I've accepted that I am what I am because of what I think. So what if for this moment I choose to let go of my various attachments to physical forms that have limited my potential and my capacity? What if I chose to be free from limitations of thinking? So just for a little while, I invite you to take a deep breath. Inhale and exhale. And imagine for a moment, what if I no longer had an attachment to my name? How would that feel? What if I let go of the awareness of the gender? What if I let go of the roles that I play, the titles that I own? What if I decided to release thinking of myself as a religion, a language, a nationality? What if I choose to just let go of the name, gender, role, title, religion, language, nationality, and let go of the awareness of the body? How would I feel? Who would think of me in this awareness? And who would I think of? I would think of God. And God's remembrance would fall on me. And I, the living soul, would be completely free. Let me just sit in this moment for a little longer and just be free. Now gently bring back the awareness of your gender, language, nationality, title, role, name, religion, whatever. Bring it back to your awareness and see if you can bring the experience of freedom and peace as you go out into the world and play your various parts. Om Shanti. Om Shanti.
Thank you so much, Sister Jenna. That was quite beautiful. And it's interesting that both you and Sister Mohini, who spoke earlier, had similar ideas about, I love how you said the greatest gift we can give, not only this holiday season especially, but any holiday season, is the gift of our virtues. And you spoke about the light within. And Sister Mohini also was telling us that the virtues are so needed that we must not allow the darkness, the negative energy, to affect our minds. We must keep that inner light.
Yeah.
And certainly this has been a most special, auspicious occasion and quite a different celebration for us too. Did you want to say
Indeed.
final word or two?
I just think that not only is this time quite sacred and special, and the fact that many of us are seeking to be a better version of ourselves, it's actually a gift in disguise, let alone all the families around the country that are not going to celebrate with a loved one because they've passed away due to COVID, let alone all the individuals that have to be on the front line. Just so much everywhere. And if we can respond to it with our virtues and our qualities and our principles and our purity, I just have to emphasize the importance of purity. It's this kind of an energy in you that is so unified. It's so together. It's so balanced that it is the energy that can transform somebody who is in darkness. Somebody who is operating at a lower vibration can feel the energy of that person who is at a higher level, and they can start to remember themselves and they can start to believe in themselves. Because I don't think it's going to be through words that people really will feel like, I have to make a change. Yes, it happens, but I also feel it's that you have to feel it. Like something has to touch your heart. I might want to leave with you all with two gifts before I go, because I have another session to run to. One is everybody who's on this Zoom session right now, if there's somebody close to you, I'm inviting you to send them your best wishes, your purest feelings, such as you can think, I wish for the soul that's playing the role of my husband, or I wish for my daughter or my children or my partner. I wish for them to be benefited in life. And just in doing that and having that vibration and thought to the person, observe how it makes you feel and just imagine how the other person's going to feel. That's a great gift to give to the family when you're with them during this particular period. The last gift I'd like to offer everyone is something that we've been practicing here at the ashram. We've been looking at each other with what we wish the most for ourselves. You got that one, Louise? So let's say that you wish to be the angel, right? The angel of New York. Then we would look at you as the angel of that space. And what happens when we practice looking at our loved ones, where we're infusing in them the best wishes and the best image of themselves, it boosts them up, it gives them wings to fly. And they really start to believe, yes, I am good enough. Yes, I am worthy, I can do this. And these are the best gifts you can give to somebody that you care about, and they're free. So they're taxed, there'll be no need for paying taxes. But I want to leave that with you because, I don't know, these are special times, so they require special practices. And they definitely will require our light to shine like 1,000 stars.
That's a beautiful message. And I don't want to keep you, but what struck me was that we're so programmed to think our words matter. And sometimes what I've learned, especially since I've become a student here, is that my silence sometimes, what it carries, my aura, my vision for someone else, my non-word communication is so much more powerful than any words. And certainly, I love what you said about coming from the heart, because the knowledge without the heart is just knowledge. It's preaching. But
I was on a
heart,
call. I was on a call yesterday with the transition team, and they had all these various spiritual and religious leaders in the country as to what the role they'll play in the country with the new administration. And the discussion was so much about what we need to do, but there was nothing about how we need to be.
yes.
And I think that what we need to start to really recognize is what you said, Louise, when you sit in silence, what state of being emerges from your silence? Is it connected to your peace and purity? Or is it connected to what you need to do the work in? And once you can identify that, then you can be a lot more responsible as to how you want to feel God moving you in the world. You know, God will work through your peace and your purity and your love. But if you're in algae, which is an acronym that I use quite frequently, it represents anger, lust, greed, attachment, and ego. And when I'm in that state, emotionally and mentally, God's light can't work through me. It's like my diamond becomes flawed. So if I can just pay attention to the energy that I really am, that kindness, that silence, that peace, and that purity, watch the wonder of how the Supreme will bring unlimited gifts to you, not only at the end of the year, but definitely for the one that's coming.
And people feel it.
I think so.
They feel it.
I think so.
It's beautiful.
I think so. It's been a delight to be with everybody. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And thank you to everyone, our actors especially. Hope you did the trick. That's been the theme this evening. Very, very quickly, I would like to just tell everyone that there is no Thursday evening session next week because it is Christmas Eve. However, we have a beautiful celebration here on New Year's Eve, the following Thursday. So please come to us for a very exciting program. All right. Thank you all for coming this evening. This has been a beautiful hour for me, for all our guests. Thank you so much. Om Shanti, everyone. And thank you, Eric and Narayan, the behind the scenes person, our voice, our beautiful looming voice of, let me see, what did they call you, Eric? The voice of God, was it? Lost my script. Okay, well, thank you all so much. Om Shanti.
Thank you for your inspiration, for your life and love. Thank you for your recognition of the one above. Thank you for your sweet compassion, for your life of truth. Thank you for walking on this earth. Thank you for being you. The river flows back to the ocean. The trees turn back to dust. The sun must set as the day it ends, and so shall all of us. The gift of silence is returned to each one soul by soul.